Hi everybody, Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio. So I wrote an email the other day that resonated with some people, and I thought I wanted to share that on Facebook Live today. So I was going to go ahead and put that out here. And it's about 10 ways to live a healthy life. You know, we are always looking for that magic pill, that one way, that one easy thing that we can do. And what that usually leads us to is the idea of failure, because we never really find that. Instead, we find systems and we find ideas and we find books and videos and things like that. Some of them work great and some of them don't work so great in general. Some of them work great for you, but others may not work great for you. And so that's where like this idea of lists and cheat sheets and all that kind of stuff comes in so handy, is that as we're in that search looking for things, that usually ends up being the next best thing, right? So instead of a magic pill, we at least have a cheat sheet that we can follow, or list. And goodness knows that Pinterest is full of as many of those as possible. And more, people are getting on board with that, being able to provide those lists. So I just wanted to kind of give you a list of 10 ways to live a healthy life, and hopefully you can take some of these and apply them to your life. Maybe you're already doing some of them, that's great. But they're things that are near and dear to my heart that I feel like really impact your health, your happiness, and just the wholesomeness of your life. So number one is to pray. There's really no better way to get peace in your life, especially in this day and age. Just, prayer is super important. Happiness is a choice. That's actually number two. One you can make today, one you can make every day. So I'm sure that you're around people all the time who are grumpy, who are moody, who are whiny, and just feel free to remind them that happiness is a choice, that they get to choose whether they treat people that way or whether they treat people through happiness with kindness. So kind of working through that side of things. Good health really isn't a gift. It's a habit that you get to cultivate. Good health is something that we really are not just expected as a population to have, but it's something that you can do something about every single day through the choices that you make. If you think more about what you should eat and less about what you shouldn't, you'll find more happiness, because whenever we think about things that we shouldn't eat, it tends to depress us and make us angry. So instead, think about the things that you can eat and find happiness. My kids do that all the time. We have a lot of food allergies in our family, and every now and then they'll kind of get into these ruts where they say, well, I can't have this and I can't have that. And we sit down and we talk about what we can have, and it changes their mood, changes their happiness factor, and then we go for a few weeks being happy about what we can eat and thankful for what we can eat. What you pay attention to will thrive. This is a big one. It's kind of that, where you're going to put yourself into things is going to not only show, your motivation, dedication for those things, but it's also going to show what's actually going to end up being extended in your life, what's going to last the test of time, and where you put your focus or your attention is what will end up thriving in your life. If that's your family, that's what's going to thrive. If it's only your work, that's what's going to thrive. I know as a business owner, I struggle a lot of times to find that fit. I don't call it a balance anymore, because there's never an equal balance between family and work. And I love what I do. I have a passion for helping people, but it's very hard sometimes to find that right fit where I can fit in family and work together and make it all be the focus that it needs to be without one overpowering the other. The next one is a healthy, fit body is not enough, because your true fitness is going to engage your mind, your body, and your soul. You have to have all of those factors together. And again, kind of what we do at Custom Fitness, we take the whole body, we take the whole idea of who you are and what you're wanting, and we create health from the inside out. And that's why we do it, because you have to have mind, body, and soul all working together in order for happiness to occur and for you to live a healthy, fit life. So you want to listen to your intuition. It's rarely wrong. It's really important to pay attention to what your body's telling you, to what, in whatever situation, if that's at work, if it's at home, if it's at your workouts, if it's, with your best friend, you got to listen to your intuition. Laugh at yourself. You're funnier than you think. I'm probably not, but other people, are definitely funnier. I can laugh at myself, and, when you have kids, they laugh too, and sometimes you feel like they're laughing at you, but that's okay. So then we go into nurturing your relationships, really taking time to nurture those relationships. Again, through my life, I've had times where I haven't been able to do that as well, and that really starts to show. It really starts to wear on you. You need to nurture those relationships, whether it's friends, it's family, it's coworkers, whatever it is. Take care of those people that care about you and that you care about. But the most important one is to include the relationship with yourself. You have to nurture that relationship as well, where you celebrate your successes and you don't knock yourself down for every time that you fall. Instead, help yourself back up and figure out how to move forward. Celebrate those small steps, but really nurture that relationship, because it's really the source of your true strength. It's never too late to take the first step towards your dreams and goals. Hear that all the time. Well, I should have done it years ago, or I should have done it weeks ago, or months ago, or whatever it was. And I never did it, so I just don't know. Maybe it's too far gone now. Well, it's not. If it's a dream and a goal for you, it may still be a possibility. Now, I'm going to say that there's some outlandish ones out there that maybe your body's not physically meant to do. Maybe, you haven't ever run a day in your life and you think a marathon would be great next week. Well, we might need to, change that date and see if the body's actually going to be happy running or not, because you might decide that's not a dream anymore after you start training for it. Everybody's different on that. So finding goals and dreams that are, good fits for you, for your lifestyle, for your body, are essential. So there's a ton more that we could add to this list, obviously, but these are some of my very favorites. And the most important thing is that you read through kind of that idea of what they are, and then you start to take some and apply them to your life. Maybe you find one or two that you think, man, I could add that in, and you start to add that into who you are and what you're doing. Whenever I made a huge change in my life, whenever I left training for other people and I decided to open a business of my own, it was the scariest thing I could have ever done. And at first it seemed so overwhelming and so terrifying that I really didn't know where to start or what to do. So really all I could do was pray at that point. And God led me through it. But once I took one step, kind of made it a little easier to take the second one and then the third one. And eventually those steps became habits, and eventually those habits became part of my everyday life. And that's really how health works too, is that you just got to take that first step. You got to step out and in faith and say, this is where I'm going. And it may feel hard at first and it may feel unrealistic at first, but as long as you have a great support team and you believe in yourself and you're willing to celebrate your successes and not beat up your failures, you're going to make it, and it's going to be great. Just because I stepped in prayer doesn't mean that it made it any easier. It was still terrifying. But here we are today. This is 5 years later that we've had our brick and mortar studio. I've been doing this for about 19 years now. And so it's just nice to know that you take that one step and each day gets just a little bit easier. It's something that a lot of people don't think about. And a lot of times we put focus too much on one area of our life. We put it on one thing and we don't really broaden that spectrum to create this whole, this wholesome type area or attitude in our life, and that can lead to a lot of distress and frustration as well. So kind of like those guys that you see working at the gym that are really built up top and they have like chicken legs, that just aren't willing to work that lower body because it's something that they don't want to focus on. So take those things that are scary and that are frustrating and that are kind of concerning and take steps. Take that big step and start moving forward towards your healthiest life so that you can live a healthy and happy life, which is what we all want in the end. If we can be of help to you, and we'd love to be, feel free to give us a call, 806-322-3188. We do have our Downsize Challenge coming up on August 20th. That is a 6-week challenge, and when you lose 15 inches, you get your money back. And as we go into that challenge, the best thing is if you sign up before next Friday the 10th, then you'll actually get an early bird discount. You'll save about $20, and you'll get to work out for free from now until the challenge starts. Pretty sweet deal. So give us a call today if you want to get in on that, or send us a private message and we'll be happy to get you that application over. Hope you have a great one.